Took it to 10.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Underdog Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Nolan Skeen, alongside Antonio Fiore, Sal Estrina. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Great.
Good.
Week 1.
In the books.
I think Sal definitely kicked our ass this week in terms of just overall picking and then pick 3 also.
3 for 3.
Gotta be humble. It's a long season.
It is a long season, but you're at the best start you could possibly have.
Absolutely.
All right,
Gotta get
so
back
let's
on the
go over
horse.
week 1. What do we want to start? I say we go backwards.
Monday night.
Monday
Monday
game.
night. Crazy game.
John Gruden. In the Black Hole.
Raiders, baby.
The
Don
Raiders.
Gruden.
Great game. Just everyone felt like they didn't know what they were doing the whole entire time. But the
Does John Gruden just look like he's complaining at all times?
You've listened to him mic'd up before. He
Yeah.
says whatever the hell he needs to say in order to get a result in the game.
Well, I'm just saying because like anytime they cut to like
He's angry.
he's angry and he's like mumbling under his breath about something.
Always. He called it a game. I will say that. I don't think you thought the offense looked that good, but I thought the offense was moving the ball.
I think they're gonna run into trouble when they.
The passing game looked really, really good.
I think they're gonna.
Jacobs
run
in the
into
ground game?
trouble. Well, Jacobs did not look 100%.
No.
He looked hurt.
He scares me.
Yeah.
I like Josh Jacobs a lot, but the fact that they brought in Kenyon Drake is a red flag. I don't understand why or what's good with that, because I think Josh Jacobs is a bell cow, but at the same time, if you're bringing in Kenyon Drake, you don't have full confidence in him. But
I mean,
love
Jacobs
Kenyon
doesn't really
Drake.
receive any passes out of the backfield. And,
Yeah.
Drake does.
yeah,
Cause is it like his toe? Does he have turf toe?
yeah, his toe is definitely hurt.
Oh, no. AJ Green.
Yeah.
Some bitch.
Ravens look pretty disappointing. Both their offense and defensive lines were just a turnstile. They were letting anyone home, and they couldn't really get too much of a pass rush. I felt like they were blitzing almost every play to try to get home to the quarterback.
Lamar looked good though.
Lamar did look good. He made some.
looked classic.
Yeah,
Lamar.
no, he definitely made some throws. He made some progress, I would say. At the same time, last drive of the game, once you get the ball back, you gotta just get it into field goal
Yeah.
range.
If you're that guy, you got to make it happen.
My whole thing with the Raiders defense is if Sammy Watkins is burning you, you have a problem.
Sammy Watkins is 500.
They like
years
and
old.
he loves being good in the first week.
Yeah, no, he does love that.
And then he shit the rest of the year. It's like
Bro, didn't he have like 200 yards and like
And it's Jacksonville.
2 touchdowns
Yeah, he had like
week
10
1
catches
2
and
years
200
ago?
yards and 2 touchdowns too.
yeah, no, he's
He's the week 1 king.
yeah.
Bad start to the season for the Ravens.
Yeah,
not
disappointing.
good, especially in that division.
They have to win. They just have to.
And they get the Chiefs this week. So I'm not going to say it's 0-2, but it's
If you
0-2.
start off 0-2,
All right, what other games?
there were no other games.
Well, going to the
Cleveland.
Chiefs, yeah.
Cleveland, yeah.
We all had them.
They did
And we
cover
were
the
all right.
+6.
That
Good teams win, great teams cover.
I'm just glad that they covered, because if we spent that whole game watching it and they were up 22-10, they were up 12 points at that
yeah,
point,
and they didn't cover, I would
and
have
they
been screaming.
didn't cover, we would have been screaming.
If you're a Cleveland
That's when the
fan,
podcast gets canceled.
Yeah, if you're a Cleveland fan, you were never comfortable.
That's the thing with Kansas
I'm
City.
never comfortable with Kansas City no matter what.
That's the thing. It's like the Warriors. It's like you could be up 15 on like the old Warriors, and then they just hit 7 threes in a row, and you're down.
Yeah,
And
that's what I mean. 5 minutes can go by, and then, wow, there's 17 more points on the board just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
they can throw a 75-yard touchdown
Yeah.
to Tyreek Hill, and it's just
And then if you 3 and out,
That
when your
third
team
down
gets back on the
play.
field, then here's Kansas City, 2 minutes later again.
Dude, that third down play where he rolled out to the right and just chucked it, and Tyreek Hill
Yeah.
just happened to catch it. I was like,
They love that.
dude, whatever defensive back was on Tyreek Hill there, just quit.
It's
That
amazing.
was so bad.
It's amazing how many picks that he doesn't throw.
Right?
I know.
For his first 100 touchdowns, he's thrown 19 interceptions. For Peyton's first 100, he threw 69 interceptions.
Nice.
For Tom
Peyton
Brady's,
used to love
he
to
throw
throw.
53.
Yeah, no, Peyton used to love.
No, he
throwing
loved
interceptions.
picks. His rookie year, didn't he throw like
no, his
25 or something?
his rookie year he was so bad, and then he was just like, "Oh, I'm a Hall of Famer now."
Is that what Trevor Lawrence is gonna do? He's gonna throw a shit ton of picks his first year.
Is that the nugget?
That's what it's looking like.
Trevor Lawrence is icky. I'm joking.
Oh,
but
no.
You can't only score 21 against Houston's defense, and most
I know.
most of that was in garbage time too. Like a lot of his stats were in garbage time. Jacksonville looks terrible. Like, they look terrible week 1.
They do. They look
and-
like
They are
garbage.
who we thought they were.
And Houston is a bottom 5 team. So it's like
Yeah.
Jacksonville's the worst team in the league right now.
Honestly, but going into this game, we
Maybe
thought
so
that
again.
Houston and Jacksonville were probably at the same level, no?
Oh, I would have considered them the
terms
2
of-
worst teams in the league. Yeah.
Obviously, Jacksonville has a lot more upside with the picks and Urban Meyer and all that, but like
He's done.
he's not going to USC.
He's not
so-
going to USC.
No, he's not.
He's not.
So I don't know. Like you said, it was a test for them, and I think they failed the test.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a test and an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold got his revenge on the Jets. Not a big
Damn,
game.
Sarn, hold you up.
Not a big game, but
The game was fun to start off, and then kind of second half,
It was kind of icky.
It kind of died off a little bit. McCaffrey looked like he didn't
vintage
miss much of a beat.
vintage McCaffrey
Vintage.
performance. Well, he also was
Vintage.
he was the number 1 fantasy running back with no touchdowns. Like that.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that shows you how involved he is all the time.
Although, like the big running backs really didn't have crazy numbers.
No, they
this
didn't.
weekend.
Not really. Yeah, not.
Like you look at like Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, like they didn't.
they
have
had good
crazy-
weeks, but it wasn't like they went off at
That's
all.
what I'm saying. I don't know.
Dalvin, Alvin, Zeke, Saquon,
Alvin.
Najee, all those guys that were supposed to be putting up numbers really didn't do much
I
this
didn't
week.
like what I saw from. Let's go to the Pittsburgh game. I didn't like what I saw from Najee Harris.
I don't
He
like
didn't
what I
look that
saw from
good.
Pittsburgh's offense in general.
I don't ever think Pittsburgh's offense is that impressive or that good.
They don't move the ball.
I always just think they get like the ball in favorable positions, or they get one big play, or just something happens to them, and it just sparks like, oh, well, we can score a touchdown on this drive, and then they slowly work their way back in the game.
That's what good teams do, though.
Yeah, but a lot of sometimes they'll get this big play that you'll get close to the end zone
That was
around
a
like
big
the
eye roll I just got.
you'll
from
get like a
Tom.
50-yard play out of nowhere, and then you're at the other team's 20-yard line, and they get a field goal out of it. You know,
Yeah.
it's that type of thing. They don't.
And then the block punt kind of sealed the deal.
I
Yeah.
don't think Pittsburgh's
Was
a
it-
good team.
They
I
just
don't
beat
either.
A really good team.
It's week 1. It's early in the season. They great win for them. They went into Buffalo and they beat Buffalo. I'm not discrediting their victory.
I kind of hate that you're forcing me into like liking the Steelers.
I loved the Steelers like last year.
I'm
to start
all-
the season.
I am, like we said, I am all set with Pittsburgh. I don't want any part of the Steelers.
I think they're a good team.
I think they're a decent team. I don't think they're a good team. I think they're the 3rd best team in their division.
I completely agree. Third best team is on the money. They could make the playoffs. I don't think they're gonna.
They maybe make the playoffs. I would
I
say
feel like
it's-
they're always on the edge of making
But
the playoffs.
you know, you ask me, I just think that teams like the Dolphins and the Pats are better, and those are kind of my like wild card teams.
I guess we'll have to see as the weeks go on.
So I'm gonna let you take the floor with Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers. Yeah, no, I just think the time has come. I think it's literally like I'm not trying to sit here and be like overreacting and everything. This is just a culmination of the past 3 years disappointing, and then like the off season when he comes out and tells his teammates he's 50-50 on retiring. Like, what is that? What kind of like standard does that set? And I think it says a lot about his perseverance. He just has none.
It's typical. I mean, it's typical Packers. They always disappoint.
And like I said, I went back to their 2010 Super Bowl run, and they were losing for like a good portion of one quarter. I think it was 10 minutes of the first quarter. They were down 7-0 in a game in the divisional round against Atlanta where they won 48-21.
And then they never trailed it down.
Never trailed any other game, and they were in the wild card game that year. They went from the wild card to the Super Bowl. So
Or 10-6 team.
and they have one fourth quarter comeback. Aaron Rodgers, I should say, has one fourth quarter comeback in the postseason, and it was against Dallas, and he was down 1 point in 2015.
He hates being down in the football game.
That's what I'm saying. How many times have we seen Tom Brady? He was down 10 against Jacksonville in the AFC Championship game, down 28-9 in the fourth quarter of the fucking Super Bowl. Even Patrick Mahomes.
I was gonna
down
say
10
even
to San
Mahomes.
Fran
He's down in the
Super Bowl.
fourth. It doesn't matter.
They were down. Remember, they were down big against
Against
Houston
Houston.
that year, and they came back and won. That like those are the things that you see when the greats. It's not how they play when they're winning. It's how they play when they're losing.
Perseverance is definitely the word I would use with him. He definitely gets down in the dumps isn't what I'm trying to say, but he gets like very like you see him on the sidelines after like they're down 14-0. Like he just doesn't care.
It's not even like down in the dumps. It's like he just doesn't care.
Yeah, and if you're a teammate of his, are you really that motivated to play for him?
No, and you could see that on the defensive side of the ball. They were not ready. That's what I'll say. They were not ready for week 1.
Unprepared.
Against a solid team in the Saints. Like, the Saints are always a solid team. They're not what they used to be, but they're a solid team.
I agree with you. At the same time, it is still week 1. We don't know yet. It's a long season.
Any
but
reaction in week 1 can be an overreaction.
Yeah.
However-
I want to warn people that I think Aaron Rodgers has checked out.
In Green Bay.
And in Green Bay, but like, I know you say that, but I think he doesn't have the qualities to go to a new team. He doesn't.
Certain places, I think he'd fit very well.
I think you have to have a certain amount of qualities to do that, to go into a new system, learn it, and then be a leader. He's not a leader. He's not. I think it's shown. It's shown when they're losing.
Fair.
I'm shutting the door on Aaron Rodgers. Fuck Green Bay. Fuck the Packers.
Close the book.
They're if they win 10 games, I'll be surprised.
Oh,
Wow.
I think 10 is their ceiling.
Who wins that division? Minnesota.
he's like Minnesota. Ugh. The
Their
Bears
division is yucky.
Ugh.
You cannot say the Bears.
Let's say the
Maybe that
Lions
was an
before the Bears.
overreaction. Their win total was an overreaction because I forgot how weak their division is.
I mean, Detroit should be 2 free wins. You gotta think of that way too.
All right, fine, but they're not as talented as they were the last 2 years. So I don't see them
They've taken a step back from the last 2 years.
because they were in the NFC Championship game.
Back-to-back
Both
13 and 3
years.
NFC
So
championships.
did they
Identical
get better?
seasons.
No. Let's say they got worse.
They're a fringe playoff team.
Yeah.
Thursday night's game was amazing.
Yes, it was. Tom Brady.
And an amazing finish.
We got this is our favorite term, the vintage Tom Brady.
He had the look. He had the Brady look.
Oh my God! When they cut to him after the Dallas scored, I was like, "It's over." I was like, he's never losing in that situation.
Zerline looked like shit.
He did.
And he's a great kicker.
I completely forgot about that. He missed what? 2 kicks? 3 kicks?
3. He
maybe?
missed 3 kicks. I think it was.
One was an extra point.
I forget if it was 2 extra points and a field goal or 2 field goals and an extra point.
Wow.
I think it was 2 field goals.
What a bum. He cost
Yeah.
them the game.
He did.
And a guy that's been like really clutch too.
A
Like,
great
he's
kicker,
never
yeah.
really had this like. He's never really been bad.
Is he old?
I don't think so.
No, he started with the Rams and he got.
Yeah, he was amazing on the
He was
Rams.
great on the Rams. The
He's
Cowboys
probably,
signed him
what,
like 2
late
years
20s,
ago.
early 30s.
That's just bad.
32? Is he 32?
3 kicks is terrible. Like, you can miss 1. If you miss 2, like, you're almost getting cut. 3,
He did have a clutch one at the end, but I mean,
But then Suckup had an even more clutch one. So,
to win the game. So I mean,
uh,
Greg Zerline's been in that position before, but I don't know.
Tampa's offense looked unstoppable. And it is Dallas's defense, so I don't want to sit here and say, like, they're going to put up 40 every game.
But let's be real, the weapons that they have, they're
Yeah.
doing that against every defense.
And after an off season of more conditioning, getting into the swing of it again, workouts, and you see Antonio Brown go for 121 yards and a touchdown. That's
a full
terrifying.
workout, by the way.
and
Terrifying.
And a real training camp.
And they had what 4 months to prepare this time instead of 5 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
And then you got
scary.
Gronk having a huge game too.
Scary. It's scary when Gronk is. I mean, I guess it's like not surprising because he's one of the best tight ends ever. But like,
Only a year older
Everyone
than
just
Travis
sees him, like you
Kelce,
said,
and
everyone
you
sees
write
him
him
as a
off like
fossil.
he's some elderly, crusty old
No,
guy.
but he's not.
He's a year younger than Kelsey, and everyone's like, Gronk is the oldest thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
He's a year older than.
Oh,
I mean,
that's what I meant.
Oh yeah.
having a more to Gronk standards, limited Gronk at this point when he is your 4th receiving option, pretty good to me.
And they don't need him to have those monster games. He's like,
No,
can
he
just
could
have him.
he can
You
sit there and
like,
block for a
forget
whole
about him
game, and
almost.
he has a huge impact.
No, he is still to this day is a great blocker.
You could be a right tackle. I swear to God.
he is. He's a giant human. I
Uh,
think that's what he has over Kelsey. By the way,
New England.
Oh,
lost-
definitely.
New England lost because Antonio picked them.
yes.
That's a fact.
You're banned from putting them in your pick 3.
Do it. I dare you. I dare you. Put him in.
I like the game this week. I like it. I don't know if I like it enough.
No. You either have to never put them in again,
Or put him in every
or
week.
keep picking them until they win. So you decide that, and we'll talk about the game from week 1.
They
Yeah.
go 0-17.
No, Mac Jones,
Jack Moans
Jack Mullins looked really good.
made some good throws. Just Damian Harris cost them that game. I'll keep saying that. I don't care.
Yeah, they were Damien Harris fumble away from Mac Jones leading them.
Yeah,
to
I
a
mean,
win.
he didn't get in the end zone, which you got to make it happen. But if I'm a Patriots fan and I see that performance, 330 yards, no interceptions, I'm satisfied with it as his first start of the season. I know they didn't win, but I'm not I'm not panicking. I'm not worried.
And it's against Miami too, and Miami is a very good defense, so it's not like I can sit here and say like,
These are very similar teams, by
yeah,
the way, too.
yeah, very similar
the moment.
I think there's a lot to build upon. I think he makes on target throws that it's got to be put in a certain area.
I was going to say he puts it in the right place.
Yes.
Puts it in, receivers aren't coming back to catch the ball or anything. He puts it in front of them. He puts it,
Puts it on
on
the
their
numbers.
lead shoulder.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see how he reacts to his first pick, because I think he has a really good attitude and he has really good leadership qualities. So how he comes off of his first, because obviously he's never gonna not throw a pick. He's
never going to throw a pick.
So if he does, I'll be interested to see how he reacts to it.
I was so right about the Eagles. It's not even funny.
You were.
I was very
I
right.
give you a lot of credit there.
Atlanta looks like shit.
Me and Antonio definitely took the bait.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yes,
thought-
you did. Yes, you did.
I thought Atlanta was going to pop off a ton
Which
of points.
I think a lot of people do take that bait because they are a very deceiving team.
No, there's nothing more people like than like taking the Falcons.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan sucks.
Matt
Gets
Ryan,
to the end zone, he can't do anything.
talk about all set. I'm all set with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan needs to go, bro. He should be a backup somewhere. He gets to the red zone and closes his eyes.
I feel like he doesn't even attempt to put the pass
puts
near
a
anybody in the
blindfold
red
on.
zone. He's got to throw it away every time.
He either throws it away, throws it at their feet, or throws a pick. I don't think I've ever seen a completion from Matt Ryan inside the 10-yard line. I'm not even joking. Just run the ball every time at that point.
I mean, is this because their run offense in the red zone is probably dismal?
Every part of their offense in the red zone is dismal. They love moving the ball between the 20s.
Well, what I'm saying is if they get down there, then like the defense knows they're not running the ball.
That's fine. Matt Ryan, I've noticed this too. I feel like Matt Ryan's motion, like his throwing motion, has gotten longer and longer every season. Like he'll literally bring it like
He takes a while.
he literally brings it like behind his head. It's like not Tebow-ish, but
He looks like he's winding up
Yeah.
big every throw.
And at that point, at that point, you only have so much time to put it in a window like 2 inches wide. Like you can't sit there for 5 seconds trying to like push the ball down there.
And another thing that hurts them too is like their wide receivers, while they are good, they're small and fast.
That's what you bring in Kyle Pitts for, right?
But even Kyle Pitts is not the biggest
He's not
tight end.
He's not the biggest tight end, but at the same time, if you're drafting him 4th overall, he's got to be a red zone threat. Like that's the biggest part of your offense. So if Kyle Pitts isn't going to help you in the red zone, then you should have drafted a quarterback at 4.
Because you look at Kansas City, right? If they're from the 30 onward, the red zone, it's not Tyreek Hill normally. It's Travis Kelce. So like it's like the bigger targets are in the red zone because you have to be able to throw a contested ball and they have to come down and get it. And those small receivers really can't because they're small.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, you were right about the Eagles. I think Atlanta made them look really good.
Of course, last week you said the Eagles never score a lot of points either.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That's always going to happen.
Their offense looked dynamic, versatile.
I'm like cursed almost, I think.
They didn't
I should never make bold predictions on anything.
They didn't try too hard to go after any big plays, big throws down the field, but they really didn't.
took what
They really
got.
didn't need to.
Yeah, they took what they
I'm
got.
curious to see what's going to happen when they are forced to kind of do that. But they looked really good last week. Hurts looked pretty good, and Devontae Smith looked
Excellent.
awesome.
He looked excellent.
He is what that team needs.
Yeah, he was the one guy that I was interested about to see because everyone was low on Jamar Chase. Obviously, like
Jamar Chase looked good too.
he looked good. I think that was expected because everyone was so low
I
on him.
would disagree. Everyone was talking so much shit about Jamar Chase.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was saying like him proving everyone wrong because all he had to do was catch one ball.
I think people were talking
And
more
people
shit.
and they could shut up. Like
Yeah.
if he caught one ball, it didn't even have to be a touchdown, but it just happened to be a long touchdown. But it was just like if he caught one ball, he was shutting the haters up. I think Devontae Smith was so high, and then he fulfilled that, which is good because he could have easily disappointed.
I think with the Jamar Chase thing, I feel like it was less hate directed toward him and more towards the pick itself because people were like, yeah, cool, they drafted the LSU receiver for Joe Burrow, but what about the offensive line? That was kind of a lot of the shit talking that I heard. They were like, protect your guy.
Minnesota looked bad.
Yeah, I feel like there's a bait there too. Atlanta and Minnesota are the two teams that people love to pick, and then they're just really bad.
We all took Minnesota last week.
We did. We took
And
the bait.
I
Yeah.
took Minnesota to win the division, and I feel god awful about that pick right now.
I took them to make a playoff spot.
Wow, that
They're one of those
division-
teams that I'm predicting to be good this year, but I would really care less if they suck.
That's the worst division in football.
I
That or
think
the
from
AFC South.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, if Green Bay continues to disappoint, that division is going to be really bad.
Did you see the AFC South?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's gotta
definitely.
be between
It's
those.
one of the two. I mean, they have 2 of the 5 worst teams in that division, and then they have your least favorite team.
Maybe the bottom 2 teams in each conference are in those divisions.
Carson Wentz looked like a stud.
He did. I mean,
He got hit 10 times. If you have the best offensive line in the league, you can't get hit 10 times.
agreed.
He led the league in most quarterback hits, and he's fragile, so you don't want him getting
Yeah,
hit.
you cannot. Yeah, if you're Indianapolis, you're
The last thing you want is him getting hurt.
exactly because it's like we said, they have nobody.
I mean, unless they want to start Sam Ellinger or the other kid, Jacob Eason. Like, no, thank you.
That's all they
And-
have.
Seattle's defense, I know it looked good, but it really isn't that good.
It might be a little bit better than last. Well, it has.
They
to be,
were
I was
terrible
gonna say it
last
has
year.
to be better
Horrible.
than last year. They were like the 30th ranked.
I was gonna say at the end of the year they ended up like being over the last 10 weeks something like that. They were like the 32nd ranked pass defense in football.
But it's not like Seattle has a threatening pass rush whatsoever, and it's like if they're getting home.
no, they get their defense. They get their defensive wins off. Not like wins, like as in win or loss column in the standings, but just like it's all scheme for their defense.
It's like if you're Indy and you're giving up 10 quarterback hits to Seattle, you really got to reassess what you're doing because now the Rams come into town next week and
Jeez,
Aaron Donald is
what
hungry.
a back to back there.
You
And
face
they're underdogs at home twice in a row.
double,
2 of the 5 best teams in football.
Double NFC West back to back is not ideal to start your season. You could be a quick 0-2.
Talking
right
about
there.
the NFC West, how about the Cardinals? The jersey you're repping.
They look great.
They did. Kyler Murray looked really good.
He's running around like a video game.
Like, and I don't. The Titans' defense isn't like crazy, but like
Titans-
It looked
Titans have the worst
So
defense
bad.
in the league.
he made them look really bad,
Really bad. But
really bad.
I mean, I think Kyler has a very good chance to win MVP this year. I think the narrative behind him will be strong all year if he can keep this up. And if they win a division, he's winning the MVP. Like if they win the NFC West, it's
Absolutely
easy
unanimous.
MVP at that
'Cause
point.
in that division, like if you come out on top and you're the least expected to come out on top, that's in my book you're already MVP.
Tennessee has a weird aura about them this year.
They do. It's almost like
Like the Julio thing almost messed them up. Almost.
It's like they want to go 8 and 9 so bad.
And I don't even mean that like Julio did anything to them. It's like now they have Julio and like their expectations jump so much, whereas they were just like one of those teams that was always really good, and no one was like,
9-7.
yeah, well, no one was really like Tennessee's didn't.
Antonio loves that.
No one was really like they're like one of the best teams in the AFC, and it's like they got Julio and people were talking about them like they really are gonna like definitely win the division. They'll probably win a couple playoff games, like get to the AFC Championship game or maybe get to the AFC Championship game. So at that point I could see them going 8-9, 7-10, 6-11. They might be one of those teams that's very disappointing all year.
It's almost like they're way better when no one expects them to be.
It's a lot of teams though. The expectations kill a lot of teams.
Yeah, like it's it's the underdog story that drives them. I feel like, like it's hard to play from when everyone expects you to be so good and then you disappoint and then everyone shuts the door on you. It's hard.
It's the thing with like the Cardinals though. The Cardinals were underdogs in that game and they ended up winning, but now they're almost 5-point favorites this week. Or like, what's gonna happen now? Now they have some expectation. Do they lose to Minnesota?
We'll see.
It's like a swinging pendulum. Like you never know what to expect from a lot of these like middling teams.
I mean, the Cardinals should be favored in this game though.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but sometimes it just goes too far. Like, is 5 points too much? Or I don't know what the line
And
is right now.
it doesn't help either that Vikings are coming off a loss to one of the worst teams.
Maybe Cincinnati's better than we thought.
I mean, I think
I hope so. That'd be cool.
the development of Joe Burrow is going to be key because obviously it's all around him.
He was still running around like he was almost gonna die.
It didn't look like he got hurt last year. That's what it looked like to me.
He got murked.
Oh yeah, but he didn't look hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I don't know. Cincinnati's definitely got the building blocks, especially on offense. It's just going to be a matter of how long it takes to gel and get everyone on the same page. And they were on the same page week 1, but I don't think they look like that every
They've
week.
got a nice little receiving core there.
Oh yeah, they're great. The weapons that they have Joe
Tyler
Mixon,
Boyd.
and they have Joe Mixon. Like I like every part of their
Oh,
offense.
I love Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon, T. Higgins.
Yeah, they have a
Tyler
really good
Boyd.
receiving core. It's really good.
Who's that other kid that was good last year? Ross.
John Ross.
They don't
He's
have-
not there anymore.
Yeah, they don't have him
I
anymore.
think the
Where'd he
Giants
go?
picked him up.
Yeah, the Giants do have him.
That's gross.
Speaking of the Giants, they are poo-poo.
Yeah, it looked really bad.
Melvin Gordon.
It was not good.
Melvin Gordon 70-yard touchdown.
They looked good in the first quarter.
Well, Melvin Gordon is like he's
No,
like Sammy Watkins.
no.
He's like Sammy Watkins. He
No.
Nah,
likes being really good in the game.
Melvin Gordon loves rushing for like 900 yards when he plays. A
and
full
7
season.
touchdowns.
Yeah, he hates rushing for 1,000 yards. No, I thought the Giants' defense looked really good. They gave up 27 just because the offense was eventually 3 and out every single time they were on the field or turning the ball over. It just killed them when the Giants were driving. They were up 7-3. Daniel Jones had a really nice run. It would have brought us down to, I believe, like around our 15-yard line. He barely gets hit and he coughs up the football.
Typical.
I don't know what it is.
Is there any hope? Do you have any hope of winning that division or making the playoffs this
Based
year?
off what I saw this weekend, the offense didn't miss a beat from last year. It was still running for no gain, running and pass blocking looking like shit, and receivers dropping pretty well placed footballs.
Saquon-
Jones has got to be better also, especially with that turnover thing. But it's hard when you got a line that can't block for shit. I think there was a play where I watched a Giants player block another Giants player.
I saw that. That's so bad, dude.
As
That's some like Pee-wee
as a
football.
Broncos defensive lineman, it's just running straight in.
Saquon looked a little tender, but at the same time, you can't really
Yeah.
take too much in. when-
That's what I expected. I think he's going to pick it up.
your receivers,
as the season goes
your
on.
receivers are good, but I feel like they just like, I don't know, they're not.
You
all-
can't do anything because you can't really run the plays that you'd want to run because you have no time.
I feel like you guys have always been fixing that offensive line
For
though.
10 years.
Like I don't know. I just feel-
10 years.
you bring in people and then they're just terrible. Like you drafted Andrew Thomas, and I feel like he's terrible too. Or whatever.
Yeah, he hasn't done much. Will Hernandez has been good at times and pretty bad at times. Nate Solder sucks. It even picks from years
Yeah,
ago.
Nate Solder does suck. I like when he played for the Patriots. He had like games where he was really good, and then he has games where he just gets blown up.
Yeah,
like,
they just when they try to address the offensive line in the draft, it just seems like they pick the wrong guy every time. Eric Flowers, 10th overall pick, probably the worst offensive lineman I've ever seen.
he
Oh,
honestly
for real,
is.
he was.
ever
He was at. He is like Tyron Smith big,
Yeah,
and he was a traffic cone.
no movement.
He got
whatsoever.
babied,
Got babied.
picked on
Uh,
just every game.
I think we can segue because I think this is a great segue. Thursday night game is Giants at the Washington football team. I believe whoever loses this game is completely out of the division race.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be the Giants only because based off
Yeah,
what
I
I've
can't pick
seen,
them.
you know, and we take it with a grain of salt with week 1, but from what I've seen in week 1, they looked like the worst.
Yeah, their offense.
Obviously, Washington was probably a close second, but I liked more from what I saw from Washington against a good team in the Chargers
I was gonna
than
say
I
I'm
did.
I'm confident Washington can score a little
Yeah.
bit of points.
So the spread is 3.5 Thursday night. You're taking Washington.
Yeah, I think Taylor Heineke might shine in the primetime light.
Yeah, I'll take Washington as well.
Full
I
slate,
can't.
Washington? Are you?
Nah, I'm going Washington. It's gross. It's really gross.
I mean, we'll see tonight. I think it's gonna be a good game. I'm excited. As soon as the Monday night game was over, I was like, I want football again right now. So
that's why the NFL is so good because it's not every day or every other day. You gotta wait for it, and then once it finally comes, you're like,
and it makes
Yes.
the weeks go by quicker. Like it's already Thursday. Let's
yeah.
go.
Then you're like Thursday night football tonight. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe I have to watch the Giants later. That sucks.
Do you remember the time Alan was on the podcast and he was like, "If I ever see the Giants in a primetime game,"
Well, he said Monday night.
or Monday night.
He hates them playing Monday night.
No, because they love putting the Cowboys and Giants on a Sunday night game when they're both like,
Really bad.
yeah.
I mean, I agree.
And then they're always boring ass games.
they love NFC East showdowns in prime time. They're just like,
They're like, wait, what's the
It's
worst
because
division?
normally it's like historically it's been the best and like most entertaining division. The past
10
8 years it's been crap.
Now it's the NFC North.
mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, Green Bay and Detroit.
Yeah,
No, they love that.
they love this. 2 out of the 3 primetime games are terrible this week. But then there's Baltimore and Kansas City, and then you're just like, yes, like that's great.
So do you want to start there? Or
We'll go in
Keep
order.
going with
okay,
ones.
yeah, because I have a take on that game.
Denver goes on the road to play Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a 6-point underdog at home.
Never in a million years bet on this game.
Not something I would recommend. I think it's going to be a god awful game.
You're a crackhead if you bet on this game.
There's so many other football games to bet on. Why would you pick
Not this one. It's just not this one. Just chalk it.
I think this game screams backdoor cover for Jacksonville. I think they're down I don't think they win this game by any means, but I just think it's a lot of points and they could be down 10 or 8 or something.
Yeah, I can see Broncos looking good early on and Trevor running around for his life, and then kind of at the end, Broncos not doing anything on offense, and Jacksonville scored in some garbage time, and
I think
they cover.
their offense is definitely capped, but at the same time they just gave up 37 to Tyrod Taylor, so I don't know. I don't think that Denver scores more than 24 in this game. Maybe
The
27.
under in this game for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I like your take on the backdoor cover.
I'm not picking by
Is
no
this-
means.
is
By
this
no means am I
Jacksonville's home
picking
opener?
Jacksonville to win. I just
No,
think
Jacksonville never wins this game. I think it's
Jacksonville never wins.
correct.
yeah, exactly.
It's their home
Um,
opener as well.
I think it's
I love
that doesn't
that.
no,
No,
it
I
doesn't
love
move the
that.
needle for me.
That moves the needle for
Their
winning
home
this game.
opener?
They're winning this game.
In Jacksonville,
I'm kidding. I'm
they get like 100 people there.
People hang out in the pool. They got a nice little pool.
Those are the 100 people that are at the game. The
It's
seats
like
are empty.
105.
But yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be 105.
No, I guess it's gonna rain.
Oh, never mind.
What?
What's your pick? Pick.
Jags backdoor cover. It's +6.
Did you pick the Jaguars?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
What
three?
did you pick?
Jags.
Full slate again. Okay, 2 in a row.
That's not good.
No, it's not. One of those is gonna be wrong. The Thursday night or this game.
Cleveland at home, awful loss, which they should not have lost that game. -12.5 at Houston.
They're
Against
pissed.
Houston.
They're pissed. They're gonna beat the shit out of the Texans.
I'm gonna take Houston, and it feels disgusting. I said this last week that it feels disgusting, but I don't know. 12.5 points.
I agree with Antonio on this one. I think Cleveland is pissed.
This is like 38-17.
You just look at these rosters, and sometimes you just gotta look at the game for what it is, and this is just one of them. It's like
They do-
Houston has nothing to like. Houston has no business playing this game.
That's what I mean. Cleveland's better at everything.
Tyrod Taylor is the most steady thing you've ever seen. He's like
Yeah, I never understood why he was like.
Tyrod Taylor's not gonna lose this game for Houston. So I'm not gonna say they move the ball at all. He's not gonna do anything.
Oh, okay. No,
He's-
I see what you're saying.
He's not going to do anything amazing. I'm not saying that Houston's winning. It's the same thing with Denver or with Jacksonville. He's not going to do anything extraordinary out of this world to impress you. If Cleveland scores 27, I don't see why Houston can't score I don't know, 17.
I don't know. The Cleveland just screams 35 points to me.
I don't necessarily disagree, but I'll take the 12.5. Everyone wants to bet on Cleveland. Everyone loves betting on Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cleveland -12.5. I like Antonio's take that it's gonna be a blowout. I think it's gonna be a blowout. I think it's 35-10 written all over it.
Rams at the Colts.
This game sucks.
-3.5.
That's a tough one to pick.
It has gone down from -4. It was -4 last night.
To what now?
-3.5.
Why did it go down?
I'm taking the Colts. Just based on that, I'm taking the Colts.
I just
Wait, what happened between last night and today? Okay, is it because a lot of people are betting the Rams?
It's because smart people are betting the Colts.
What's the money at?
70-30 for the Rams.
So is that why they made it lower?
No, that's because the people that they respect are betting on the Colts.
Ooh.
That's why I'm taking the Colts.
People that they respect.
People, big betters.
They were like, it should be 90% on the Rams.
If it's 90% on the Rams, you hammer the Colts. Like if it does anywhere in that ballpark.
Okay, but here was my theory last week. After I saw the Seattle game, because we said 75% was on Seattle.
68%
Vegas,
LA.
Vegas was aware of how good the Colts roster is and still made it 2.5 or 3, whatever it was. So
I just kind of have to look at this game straight away, and I think Los Angeles. I think they're one of the top 5 teams in the league, and I could see them just kind of within this first 5-6 weeks steamrolling over teams and not really being close and putting up a lot of points. They have big play potential now. I'm gonna take LA.
You're gonna be so mad when the pick 3 comes.
why? Because you have the Colts.
I might have the Colts in it.
Well, my whole thing is like, why is it so low? We saw what the Rams did to the Bears.
This spread should be 6 or 6.5. There's no way this is a 3 or 3.5 game.
What about these two teams makes me think that it's going to be a close game? Nothing.
It's just a straight Rams blowout. That's what you're saying. Like the Rams just come and kick their ass.
That's what it should be.
Correct.
Can I bet online in Connecticut today?
No.
What the fuck are we doing here?
Just
No,
use-
ready? It's legal, right? It's legal, but there's no one that takes, like, you're not legally allowed to place a bet. Like, or it's legal to place a bet, but there's no one that is accepting bets right now.
There's no
No
entity.
DraftKings.
There's
no
no
FanDuel,
DraftKings,
anything
no,
like that?
no nothing. They said it's not till October now. They pushed
This
it
is
back.
the worst state I've ever seen.
I just love that it's in place to do it, and then they're like, no, you can't do it.
Why do we suck?
I know it's been in motion
Why do we live
for like
here?
a year now.
Since the beginning of this year, they're
Yeah,
like,
and they said buy a football season, you'll be good.
Our state just loves not getting money.
it's gonna be right before the Super Bowl, and then they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you went all NFL season without betting, but here you can bet on the Super Bowl. We don't.
They're
sure.
like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Like, we know it's the most bet thing in the world, so come on. That's why we waited for it.
Like I just turned 21. I just want to bet online on some sports and not have to drive up to a casino.
Seriously, drive to Lincoln, Rhode Island.
I'm all set.
She uses the online sites like everyone else. Okay.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but I'm cashing.
Yeah, then it's Bitcoin, and then they're like, I'm not giving you money, and yeah, that's just a mess.
because they want you to bet again.
Yeah,
It is a mess, but at the same time, like, it is what we
obnoxious.
have to do.
How often have you ever cashed out on Bovada?
Never.
Yay! There it is.
But like, how often do people cash out on FanDuel?
I bet a lot more. Do you know how easy it is? You just
Yeah,
go,
it must be so much more.
you
easy.
literally just click PayPal and then $200, and then it's there the next day.
But here's the thing, like, I can't say it because I'm never up enough to like. I mean, I have taken stuff out of Bovada when I've been up. Like, I'll take out what I originally put in. So like, whatever I'm up, like, say I put in $50 and I'm at 100, I'll take $50 out and just keep playing with house money. But so I've done that, and it's been pretty easy.
Aw.
You know what I find funny? I hear Colin Coward say this sometimes. Just talking about Vegas. He goes, who would you rather trust your money with? Wall Street guys or the Vegas guys?
Honestly,
Vegas.
Vegas.
For real, Vegas.
because Vegas is transparent about it.
Oh yeah, Wall Street hides behind this like, oh, it's not.
They try to make
yeah.
everything confusing
Yeah.
and like they use these
Vegas is
terms
like,
with
you're
you.
gonna lose your house, but if you want to bet, like, go
Yeah,
for
Vegas
it.
is like, yeah, come on, let's go. Bring us your money. Give us it all.
The people that make these
You
lines
might
know
get
what
it
they're
back.
doing, so
You might get it back, and you might get back a lot. But if you don't, you better go sell your house and then come back and bet with us again.
They literally just tell you, they're like, yeah, you're gonna lose it.
Exactly. So that's why I like Vegas more,
That's so funny.
because I also know what I'm doing. I know the risks, so I'm just like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
let's have
let's
some
do it.
fun. Do I want to just sit there and watch it grow 8% every year
That's no fun.
in like a stock portfolio, or do I want to go bet on the fucking Patriots to win the Super Bowl?
I'd much rather do that. It's way more fun.
Case closed.
Done. Pick for the jam.
what game were we talking about?
Rams and the Colts. You were.
Oh, yeah, I
really-
took the Rams.
Yeah, you were really excited about the Rams. I took the Colts. Nolan's trying to take the Rams.
I am going to take the Rams.
All right, another pick.
Nothing
against,
tells me
another
that
pick against the Colts.
I hate you guys. These are two really good teams against the Colts. I like
No,
it's
they're not.
As much as I love the Eagles, you hate the Colts. That's what's going on
I
here.
don't hate the Colts.
You hate the Colts. You
Okay, listen. When I said last week, you guys were like, "Oh, you just hate the Colts." What happened? Seattle won. Seattle covered.
we'll see this.
Yeah,
week.
because
Colts
you hate
look
the
like-
Colts.
Mediocre.
I might put them in my pick 3, and you're gonna be rip pissed.
Whatever.
Speaking of the Eagles, home opener in Philly, obviously. -3, or excuse me, +3. San Francisco comes into town. San Francisco is favored.
And San Francisco covers and wins.
you do these back to back? I hate the Eagles.
I love the Eagles. Eagles +3.
San Fran -3.
We're doing this again. Eagles +3. Eagles money line. I said this last
I'm
week.
gonna put San Fran in my pick 3 just to piss you off.
We'll see.
San Francisco -3. They're an outstanding defensive team. They have good defensive schemes. They're going to try and force Jalen Hurts to go down the field and be a bit more adventurous. I don't think it's going to work out, and I think San Francisco wins.
I think San Francisco.
And their offense looked really good against Detroit. Jimmy G looked pretty damn good. And Philly's secondary sucks.
I think what happened at the end of the game against the Lions is they got lackadaisical.
Yeah.
It was just like one of those things where they just took their foot off the gas, and I think it bit them
They're-
in the ass a little bit. And
They're
there was
better
some
than
bad
that.
luck involved.
We
but
know it, and they know it.
Yeah. No, I just.
I think that defensively they can at least stop the run, which is the biggest part of San Francisco's offense. I think Kittle
Not
might.
with Raheem Mostert out.
Well, that helps Philly in that sense.
Well, no, because they're gonna throw, and their secondary is the worst thing I've ever seen.
I would rather have San Francisco throwing the ball. They're.
So
if I'm
I-
San Francisco, I'd rather have San Francisco throwing the ball.
I disagree. I think they're way more of a threat with their.
If
power
I'm
run.
any team, I'd rather, if I could willingly run rather than willingly throw, I would.
George
I would
Kittle
do
is
that.
gonna have 1,000 yards this game.
I agree, but at the same time, are they going to score enough?
It's gonna be the same approach that the Raiders took to the Ravens.
I just think.
Feed George Kittle.
I just think this is one of those typical like Philly home games where it's like 2017 Eagles or like
under for sure.
Under for sure in this game. We like a good amount of unders, but I definitely like the under in this. It's 50. Wow.
Yeah. Why is it 50?
It opened at 45 and it's at 50 right now.
Yeah, under.
I'm definitely with the under on that game, but I think the Eagles win this game on the field. I think they win probably by 3 or 4 points. I'm taking the +3.
San Fran -3. What do you have? San Fran -3, Antonio.
Bears at home -2.5. Andy Dalton revenge game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are very hyped right now. Everyone wants to jump on the old Cincy bandwagon. Maybe it's the right move,
I don't see.
but I don't see it. I'm taking the Bears -2.5.
I don't want to think about this whole Andy Dalton revenge thing. Just give me Cincy.
So we love to talk about surprise 2-0 teams.
Cincy?
Is there a good chance that Cincy is a surprise 2-0 team?
I mean, at +2.5, they have basically an even chance to win this game. That's what.
How much is the money on Chicago?
60% is on Cincinnati.
That's surprising.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
I mean, everyone saw that. Everyone liked what they. I mean, how can you not like what you saw week 1 with Cincinnati? Jamar Chase catching a touchdown, doing the gritty. Joe Mixon scoring a touchdown, having over 100 yards. Joe Burrow looked solid. They won the game. I mean, there was a lot to like. I'm not going to discredit that, but Bears at home week 1 against Andy Dalton, or
Yeah.
with Andy Dalton against the Bengals. I'm just taking the Bears.
Bears got a much better defense than Vikings do as well.
Much better.
Give me the Bears.
Bears?
I originally was like, yeah, Cincinnati. They have a really good team. They're rolling, but yeah, I think this is gonna be a correction game.
I'm glad you guys went with the smart pick.
I'm glad you went with the dumb one because you always go with the smart pick.
Someone has to be right.
Yeah.
Raiders. Say it. Say it.
The Raiders, baby.
The Raiders take on the Steelers. Steelers at home. Steelers are -6 at home. I am not.
I love the Steelers.
I am not taking the Steelers in this game. I am
I
taking
love
the
the
Raiders.
Steelers. I know you take the
Raiders, baby. Give me them.
+6. Pittsburgh's defense is probably going to play very well. I think this is another under. Maybe it's just unders across the board this week, but I could see this being a very, very, very low scoring game. I don't think Pittsburgh's offense can move the ball at all, and I think Vegas's offense is going to struggle against Pittsburgh's defense.
I think one of those things is right.
This is like a 21-17 Pittsburgh
Yeah, this
win.
is where I can see like one big play from the Raiders kind of making a difference in the game, and that's it.
I think
They win.
Pittsburgh blows them out, but I don't think it's enough to hit the over. I think it's going to be like a 30-14. What's the over-under? Is it?
47. That does hit the under.
Yeah, so like 30-14 type deal.
New England and Jack Moans go on the road to the Jets
Against Wag Zilson.
against Wag Zilson. The Patriots are -6. I have a very disgusting feeling about this game. I don't want to say that the Patriots are going to lose, but I'm not going to be surprised if the Patriots lose this
I
game.
think this is one of those things
Just
where
the Patriots fan panic.
I don't think the Patriots ever lose this game.
I don't know. I want to be cautious.
I think they're a way better roster, way better coached. And like you said, Bill against rookie quarterbacks. I'll take that every single day.
Sunday afternoon at 4:25. If they're 0-2, like, are you gonna be shocked? Like, you watch the game and they're.
If the Patriots go 0-2 against two divisional opponents, yes, I'm going to be very surprised.
I'm not.
It's going to be very hard to come back from that.
I'm not taking the Jets. I can
Wilson
tell you.
was running for his life against the Panthers as well. And
Yeah, give me
Patriots
all the way.
do have a very good pass rush. I think it's a 10-point win for the Pats.
I'm taking the Patriots, but I feel disgusting about this game.
I think this might be a Patriots put up 20 plus.
You're gonna be fine, Sal.
I hope.
I
You'll be
think
okay.
this is going to be this game. We've saw what Jack Moans can do. This is going to be his coming out game. This is going to be his coming out party. He's going to look really good this weekend.
I hope so.
And that's not even me being optimistic as a Patriots fan. I just think you look at these rosters, you look at the coaches, the track record against rookie quarterbacks. Zach Wilson is going to get destroyed this weekend.
As long as Antonio doesn't put them in the pick 3,
I think we're
I
good.
think we're okay.
So I'm taking Patriots -6. You can take them right now. You can take the Jets right now, but you cannot take them in your pick 3.
Wow, should I take the Jets in this pick, but then put the Pats in my pick 3?
That would really piss me off.
God, I should have thought of
you
that
can-
before. I
you-
would have done that too.
You can do whatever you want, Antonio.
God damn.
You can do whatever you want, but I'm just saying.
No, I
you
can do
can't.
whatever I want.
This is the Antonio Fiore Sports Podcast.
That's true.
It is. No,
We run on my time, so.
Saints at the
Wait, did you pick? What did you pick?
No, I didn't pick.
You took the
No, I'm kidding. I
Patriots.
took the Patriots.
Yeah,
I said they're gonna win by
alright.
10.
All right.
Saints at the Panthers. Saints are -3.5. Jameis Winston, maybe MVP tour. Probably not though. 5 touchdowns week
The
1.
not so MVP.
The not so Jameis MVP tour.
I'm happy for him though. I think he's solid, and I think he got a bad rap for that one bad year.
This game is
He's got the right coach.
he
Mhm.
does have the right coach for sure. And I mean, how valuable is sitting behind Drew Brees for a year? I mean, Drew Brees probably taught him endless number of
and
things.
probably is still teaching him.
Oh, I could see that. He's probably just
He's probably at camp every week.
I know, and
No,
he Drew Brees looked good on that Sunday night
Drew
broadcast
Drew
too.
Brees is definitely at home with a headset on, and he like calls in a Jameis, and he's like, "Dude, like this is what you got to do."
Like at practice.
He's like SpongeBob and Patrick, where SpongeBob had like the big hat on, and like they were radioing into each other. That's literally what Jameis does, or that's what Drew Brees does to Jameis. I don't know who I like in this game. I'm just gonna take the Panthers, but
I'm gonna take the Saints.
I'm with Sal. I like the Panthers. I like the way they looked week 1.
I'm a big Matt Rule guy. At the same time, this game can go either way. If the Saints blow them out, I'm not shocked.
I think
Yeah,
whatsoever.
this is a coin flip.
I think
game,
the Panthers-
and I'll be the one on the lonely island.
You go for it. I think the Panthers could end up with a top 10 defensive unit this year, like 100%.
Interesting.
Maybe I think they're.
I kinda agree
I think
with
they're
them.
capable of winning 10 games. I really do.
They're a team where it's like they're not gonna wow you, but you're gonna watch them and be like, they're a good football team.
No, and once you look at their roster in like certain spots, you're like, they're actually really good there, and they're really good there. Like they have good weapons. Think what you want about Sam Darnold. He doesn't.
Damn
he doesn't
Sarnold.
suck. I think he can get the guys a ball. So
The Atlanta Falcons go on the road and play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The spread is 12.5 points.
I think we're all in agreement on this.
No,
game.
we're not.
No, you're not. He's taking the bait again.
I'm switching. I'm going Atlanta. It's too many points.
What?
It's too many points. This is the
So I'm gonna be the only one taking the Bucks here.
yeah.
You were just crusading us about.
Yeah, no, I
taking-
know. 12.5. I'm switching.
It's okay.
I don't care. Tampa feels like the wrong pick in this damn.
So you're.
I'm throwing you
being a
for
hypocrite.
I'm throwing you for a loop right now. Atlanta sucks. I'm not going to sit here and say Atlanta doesn't suck. But they're going to put up 21 or 24. Is Tampa going to put up 40? Maybe.
After putting up 7 against the Eagles,
They'll put up touchdowns. They'll put
you
up,
think they're gonna go from putting up 7 against the
Yeah,
Eagles?
I understand they looked
to
like
putting
shit.
up 20 against Tampa
I
Bay?
understand they looked like shit, but they are not going to be one of the worst offenses in the league. It's just not going to happen.
You're taking the bait again. You learned nothing
That's fine.
from last week.
so you're taking Tampa.
Yes. Tampa wins by 25.
All right, we're moving on from this damn. Just I should not have taken Atlanta, but I'm taking Atlanta. Minnesota, you hate
I'm so confused.
Minnesota at Arizona.
Sal makes these picks just to like piss me off, I think.
Arizona is -3.5. I'm wearing a Cardinals jersey. That's all the logic I need. Cardinals -3.5.
This could be an extremely high-scoring game.
Oh yeah, this is like 35-34.
Wait, Cardinals against who again?
Cardinals and the Vikings, and 35-34 does not cover it for the Cardinals.
No, it
so
doesn't.
38-34. I'm gonna revise that one.
I'm also going to fly with the Cardinals.
Me and you love taking the same teams.
This to me looks like a correction game as well.
So now you're taking the Vikings. You're on Lonely Island the last couple games for sure.
I just think like if the Vikings go 0-2, that is not good. I don't know if if they can recover from that.
The thing is with their division though, I mean they're not really out of it.
No, they're not out of it, but at the same time, like they're gonna struggle against Green Bay. I mean, it just like it's I don't know. It's just like one of those things where it's like they're not winning the division if they lose this weekend. I
Cardinals
think
looked excellent on Sunday. Kyler Murray's awesome.
they did. I just it screams correction to me. So you know what? I have a weird feeling about this game. So give me the Vikings.
Okay.
And it should not be 3.5.
I might have missed a game. Did we talk about Buffalo and Miami?
No,
No.
you missed it.
I think I missed it. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I love Buffalo in this game.
I was going to say me and Sal are going to be on
I
the
love
same page again
Miami
there.
in this
Dude,
game.
we're on the off. Me and Antonio are. It's the couch versus
And
the chair.
usually when this happens, I'm usually completely wrong. But I don't care because one of these times it's gonna be me that's right.
Miami is your like parent, dude. Like
Ride or die.
yeah,
No.
they're my dad.
When
I'm
you
just like dad.
no when you're in like struggling
answers.
times like in the dumps, Miami just like holds out their hand and they're
It's
like
like when
Nolan.
you're doing math homework in 8th grade and you're like, Dad, can you help me with this? Like that's literally.
That's the Dolphins.
I'm like, guys, I need something here,
There was like a 4-week stretch where I think you took them every week and you picked 3.
and I was riding them.
And I think they won.
were winning
or
a
I think
lot.
I think they covered every week for you.
That was when they were really hitting their stride, and I think they got lucky and played some like not so great teams. But I mean, come on, Miami's good.
Doesn't this game like I don't know.
And why is it 3.5? Is it 3.5?
3.5.
Why is
yeah.
it 3.5?
Yeah, it just feels like the Bills are going to be like, I know you and the Pats are, on your little come up here, but this is our division.
How
You're my
interesting
bitch.
would it be if Miami wins this game? Because I'm not necessarily saying Miami's gonna win.
You know what's so funny? Miami's gonna go like 13-4, and everyone's gonna be like Tua sucks, and it's like, what does it matter? They're 13-4. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like Tua did not look great on
Yeah,
Sunday. They won the game.
What if the Dolphins start off 2-0 and you see the Bills and Pats 0-2 after week 2?
that would be completely upside down. Yeah, and then the Jets are 1-1 in the second team of the division. Get the hell out of here.
They're not winning.
Get the hell out of here.
The Jets
Bills,
are not winning.
Bills
this weekend.
-3.5. I'm all set with the Dolphins.
Give me the Dolphins.
Give me the Bills.
And let me be clear. I don't think they're gonna win. I think it's just gonna be a close game.
Give me the Buffalo
But if they
Bulls.
do win, I'm not gonna be surprised because I think the Dolphins are the most slept on in this division. I think everyone's just looking at New England and Buffalo. So give me Miami.
All right.
They're my white horse.
They are. They really are. Dallas on the road. It's really a home game for them, but they're on the road at the Chargers. stadium is going to be 100% Cowboys fans. The Chargers don't have any home fans whenever they play. I'm taking Dallas. In
And
this
I
game.
think it's just because they keep moving stadiums.
Yeah.
It doesn't help them.
I mean, Dallas's fans travel good wherever, but especially in Los Angeles, there's going to be a lot of fans. So I'm taking Dallas. 3.5 is a lot of points. I mean, they can lose by a field goal and still win.
Is every spread 3.5?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This week,
Last-
Besides
it's a lot
like
of
the
3 and
obvious
3.5
ones like
this week.
Cleveland and Tampa.
Last week, everything was 3. There was so many 3 spreads. Hold on, I'll even go back and look.
Which is interesting because you look at some of these matchups and you're like, why is it 3.5?
Seattle and Indy was a 3 spread. Jacksonville and Houston was a 3 spread. Cincinnati and Minnesota was a 3 spread. Philadelphia and Atlanta was a 3 spread. Denver and the Giants was a 3 spread.
And normally when I see that,
New
it's
England was a
normally
3 spread.
like normally it's early in the week, so it allows some time for them to move.
Yeah,
but
It hasn't moved.
it hasn't moved. I'll have to look like Friday or Saturday if it moves. But give me the Chargers.
yeah,
Sorry, I'm a huge fan. Of the
I'm
Chargers.
sorry, Nolan. I want the Chargers to win. I really do. Obviously.
So am I gonna be lonely?
I'm gonna root against the Cowboys in any scenario possible. But I don't
this
see.
one?
Yeah, I don't think the Cowboys are gonna start off 0-2 this year.
Nolan's either going to have the best week you've ever seen, or he is going to come in next week and be miserable.
Or I mean, it could be 50-50 too.
Th-
Like,
yeah,
it could be
both-
some that I'm wrong about.
This
some
is
that
a game where both teams are probably gonna end up scoring more than 25 points, though.
Yes, I love that. The over in this game is screaming at me. It's probably like 55.
It should be a really good game.
55 and a half freaking points.
Jeez.
This should be
Still
a fun
give me the
game.
over.
Give me the Cowboys. Hopefully they lose.
Because that's high enough where I'm like, okay, this game is going to be 100.
Well, this next game has a high over-under, too, 54. Tennessee on the road at Seattle.
That's weird to me because anytime a team goes to Seattle, it's not normally a shootout.
We said this last week. Seattle loves weird scores, and it was 20-16 last week.
Did they kick the shit out of the Titans on Sunday? Do they?
I'm waiting for both your pitch because I want to hear the spiel.
I might feel different about this game now. I really do.
I don't like the fact of Tennessee going to Seattle. I
I don't
like that.
either. I've had some time to
We all
let
know it's
that
gonna.
process.
We know it's gonna be raining. It's always raining.
It's in the forecast. I just saw it.
Of course it is. It's in the forecast every day because it's Seattle. They get
Seattle.
300 days of rain a year.
Seattle is your pick?
Yeah, give me Seattle. I'm not gonna think about it.
Yeah,
too much.
the Titans defense looked really, really, really bad. Seattle is a great first half of the season team.
And like smash the under in this game. I don't know why it's 54.
54 is a lot of points.
Smash the under as the opposite of the last game where it's 55. Smash the over. This game, smash the under.
I think
I might go parlay those.
interesting.
That might be a good pick.
I think you take the over in both games, and at worst you push. I think you take the over.
Well,
in the-
because I know how bad you hate betting unders.
why bet on
This one
what
is
you're gonna
just
you're gonna sit there and be like, yay a sack, yay a punt, like how. Like someone jumps over someone and catches a touchdown, you're like, yeah, like, it's so
no,
much.
no. I'm so with you on like rooting for points as opposed to not rooting for points. But this one is just if
Not
it's
gonna
gonna
be-
be raining, if it's gonna be ground and pound. Oh, if it's ground and pound, I kind of like
That screams
Tennessee's.
Tennessee, yeah.
Shit.
But here's the thing: usually Seattle doesn't
They
give
got
a
a
shit.
roof, dude.
No, they don't.
Don't they have a retractable roof?
No.
I don't think they.
No, they
do.
don't
No,
actually.
Seattle
You're right.
doesn't. No.
They don't.
Probably should have built one.
I mean, it's Seattle.
It
Yeah,
would
but
have been a
it's Seattle.
smart decision. But they like that like they like having that advantage. I don't know.
What's your pick?
Seattle.
I'm gonna stick with it.
Round to Seattle.
Round of Seattle. Okay.
I think. Oh,
So Tennessee wins.
yeah, Tennessee wins.
But
It,
but
It's
we
tough.
have to stick with it though.
it feels wrong, but at the same time,
Don't switch.
No, I'm not gonna switch.
I want to pick Tennessee, but
I just
everything
think,
that makes sense to me just
I just
goes
think
Seattle's way.
this game screams Russell Wilson throws for 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Uh-huh.
Like, Tennessee's defense is that bad where it doesn't even matter what Tennessee does on offense. Seattle's just gonna score on basically every possession, and I don't think Tennessee can keep up with that. So I'm with you guys. I'm taking Seattle. 2 games left, both primetime games. Sunday night, Kansas City at Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore needs this game. This is big brother playing against little brother. Kansas City always beats Baltimore every time they play.
I think Baltimore picks up their first win against Kansas City.
Here's my take on these Sunday night games where it's two really good teams. I've said this before. Anytime it's two really good teams on Sunday night, the game is exactly what you think is going to happen, and it disappoints. As much as we'd like to say it's going to be 28-28 going to overtime, and it's going to be Lamar trying to lead them down to a game-winning, Kansas City is blowing them out. Kansas City is blowing them out, and it's not going to be an entertaining game. They're going to blow them out from the beginning. Give me Kansas City. I love Kansas City in this game.
I did love Kansas City in this game, and 85% of the money's on Kansas City.
Don't care. Sunday night, it won't matter.
Sunday night.
Talk
all right,
about
so Sunday night last week, 85% of the money was on the Rams, and the Rams covered. So
they take so much money during the day that Vegas doesn't care about the Sunday night game.
Am I really switching this pick right now? All right.
I think I took Chicago for the simple fact that 85% of the money was on.
No, it was like 60% of the money was on the Bengals. I can't do it.
No, Chicago and the Rams. I think.
Oh, last week.
Baltimore's in deep shit. If they start off
I
0-2.
took Chicago because it was so lopsided.
I can't take Baltimore in this game. I can't do it. I'm taking the Chiefs. It's 3.5. Like, they're gonna win by more than 3.5.
And if I'm gonna sit there and lose this bet because the Ravens win, I'm good with that. I'd rather bet on Kansas City in this situation.
Great teams tend to stumble a little bit in the first few weeks of the season.
Not Kansas City. I think their stumble was week 1. That was their stumble.
I hate that you said that. Because if Kansas City's gonna lose, it's gonna be like week 2 or week 3 or week 4.
Yeah.
God
Damn
it, Antonio.
last year, weren't they like 4-2 at some point in the start of the year? They went on a crazy winning streak
All right,
last year.
I did it last week. I'm doing it this week. I'm switching. Baltimore.
I think that was a mistake.
That it's only because of what you just said.
This is the Salvatore couch.
I think their stumble was week 1. They weren't leading in that game till the fourth quarter.
They still won it though. That's my.
Of course, because they're a great team. That's what great teams do.
I
They
hate
find different ways to win.
this. I've thought about every side of this game, and I don't know. I hate it now.
Kansas City blows them out.
I'm taking Baltimore, and I'm gonna be so pissed when Kansas City's up 50. Oh my god.
So I'm on the Lonely Island again.
Yes, you are.
I better be right about every single one. Because that never happens to me, so I just want it to happen once.
Maybe this is your week.
If it just happens once, I'll be good. I'll be.
I
Happy.
gotta catch Sal an overall record, and this isn't.
We'll go.
It's not gonna
This
help.
is a good way for me to get back into it.
We'll go over the record very shortly. We have one more game. Detroit on the road at Green Bay. There's no shot that Nolan is taking Green Bay in this game. I don't think, but he might.
What's
Big
the
shot
spread?
that I am.
11.5 points is the spread.
It's 11.5. Yeah, that's too many points. I love Detroit's like their approach to the game, and I love Dan Campbell. Like that's just a guy that I would just run through a wall for. So
11.5.
too many points. Give me Detroit.
They're gonna come out and slaughter Detroit.
Packers.
See, but only one of those happens a weekend. And I think it's Cleveland.
Well, so I took both the big spread underdogs. I took Atlanta and Houston. I'm taking the Packers.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm taking the Packers.
But
in this
what
game.
he's thinking is like they come out in their revenge game. But I think that's Cleveland this week, not Green Bay.
I don't know. Green Bay Monday night.
Green Bay will probably win.
Nah, Green Bay is pissed. Your Cleveland logic where they're pissed. Green Bay's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Not.
Aaron Rodgers is not pissed right now.
I mean, they're playing Detroit. You might as well be playing a Pee Wee football team. Like,
I mean,
People
I
are
do
literally
think Green
saying
Bay wins, but
people
it's
are
not
saying
by
Aaron
more than
Rodgers
11.
sucks right now. He's sitting at home and he's like,
He's
"Are
just
you
laughing.
fucking kidding me? They think I suck." Okay, gonna
He's
come out and
never
beat,
been like that. though.
he's gonna come out and beat the shit out of the Lions like he always does.
I cannot believe how many me and Antonio are on the same side of, and you're opposite of.
It's every game.
It's
I think.
literally like every game.
I think Seattle. We're all Seattle.
Yeah, we were different on Cleveland and
Well, me and you agree on Cleveland.
yeah, I'm talking about me
you
and
guys
Sal.
both have the Rams, right?
Me and Sal are different about Cleveland.
had the
I got
Rams.
the Rams.
I had the Colts.
I have Miami.
You took the Bears, right?
I took the Bears.
I
That's
took the
different.
Bears. Right.
So we disagree on 3. So
And I disagree on both of you for like every other game.
Literally. We'll see.
I think Green Bay wins a
We-
close one.
Week 2 is tough. You're
Detroit is gonna be the Chargers of last year, where they're in every single game and they just
maybe win a
Can't
few
finish.
games they should. I think Chicago's worse than Detroit this year.
wow.
that's a good take. But I mean,
One team's gonna win 7 games and one's gonna win 5, and Chicago's winning 5.
And yeah, I like Detroit way more.
All right. It's that time.
Pick 3 time.
It is pick 3 time.
What order?
Before we dive into it,
Okay.
I did go 3-0 last week.
You did.
Nolan went 1-2. Antonio went 1-2. Overall record, I was 9-7-1. Nolan was 4-11-1. Antonio was 6-9-1.
On just picks in general, just so we can be clear.
Just overall, that was the record for last
Not
week.
pick 3, just
all the games combined.
Yep.
I think whoever has the best record the previous week decides the order, and I'm saying we stick with the same order.
Okay. I
So-
like that.
Mr. Stian, the floor is yours.
Number 1. Give me San Fran -3. I just think this game screams that they just take over and they win, and I don't really care. So give me San Fran -3. Number 2. Give me Pittsburgh minus. Is it 6 now?
6.
So it's 5.5 when I looked. So 6. I don't care. They're winning by a lot this week, and I think Big Ben airs it out, and I think that the receiving and the pass game looks a lot better, and I think they get a lot more going. So give me Pittsburgh -6. Last but not least, the one that Sal hates the most,
Your father.
my father. Miami +3.5, baby. I think that this is a really close game. This game might have overtime written on it. I just get that feeling from it. But if Miami loses, it's going to be by 3. But other than that, I think they win.
Mr. Fiore.
I'm kind of having a funny feeling that this team is going to end up being like my Dolphins to like how you have them. I love the Panthers +3 against the Saints. Really
3.5. You got the extra half. 3.5 points.
Is it? It's at 3.5 now.
I have 3.5 on mine.
Oh, I got 3 on
end.
mine. Well,
We'll give you 3.5.
yeah, they'll cover. I like the Panthers a lot. Raiders are back in there at +6.
The Raiders.
The Raiders,
Raiders,
baby.
baby.
Give me them. Feed them to me. And you hate it? Falcons +12.5.
Yeah, no, that's the icky one. Normally I'm like, it makes sense with Antonio, but that was an icky one.
I mean,
12.5.
I picked the Falcons in that game. No shot they're coming anywhere near my pick 3. My favorite game, my most confident game this week, Bears -2.5. I think they're just a way better team than Cincinnati. I think Andy Dalton revenge narrative, that's all I really need to hear. They only have to win by a field goal. I will be taking the Bears. Pick number 2, I'm taking the Eagles. The Eagles are winning this week. Same story as last week. They might be my team all year. I mean, they're definitely my team all year, but especially
Yeah, so I got the Dolphins, you have the Panthers, and you have the Eagles.
Eagles win Sunday. We're gonna take them 2-0 to start off the season. Philadelphia. Third and final game. I'm really tempted to take the Colts. I'm very, very tempted to take the Colts, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take Buffalo on the road -3.5. I think they put up way too many points for Miami to keep pace. I think it's probably like a 30-20 type game, and Buffalo covers this. So we're going to take Buffalo
Head-to-head.
head-to-head on 2 of them. You're head-to-head with Antonio on 1 of them. It's going to be a very interesting week, too.
I think it's Nolan's week.
Maybe week 2 is Nolan's week.
I shouldn't have said that, but I don't care.
It's all about the future.
Looking ahead.
We are into the NFL season.
Let's go.
In the full swing.
All right, gentlemen.
Let's go.
That's the other thing that I hate that we fucked up last night is that me and Nolan clapped at the exact same time.
Yeah.